Hey everybody, it's Lynn from A Bit of Birdsong. I'm glad you're here. I am working in what I call my Covid-19 journal. It's one that I made in large part from the free Image-Zine on my website for March and April. There is a link to that in the description. It is absolutely free. Every 2 months I make an e-zine. I call it an image-zine because it has so many images. Kind of silly, I guess, but I love to put things like that together. It gives me practice in certain things and allows me to share a lot of the beautiful ephemera that I have. I'm just distressing a page here in the journal, doing a little bit of journaling to catch up. I've been writing down every place that I've been since March 18th. That's when I was furloughed from work and no longer had to go out every day. And we're still only going out when absolutely necessary, when we have to have food or to the pharmacy. Something I can see happening on the other side of this page is the ink running on those tags. Let's flip that over and see. It's pretty. I like the way that's doing that. While we're here and talking about ink fading, I want to show you something that I love to do to get some pretty grunge and distressing on pages. I use a printer that is an inkjet rather than a laser printer. And the ink is not as permanent. Water will cause it to fade and to spread. That said, I love that look sometimes. So even on this page, now I don't want to mess up where I wrote my little letter in the Image-Zine to everyone, but I'm going to put some water right here on the corner, and I'm going to lay down this image that came from the inkjet printer. I'm going to put a bunch of water on the back, not a bunch, but enough to soak it and make it stick to the page a little bit. This is an image that's been printed for a few days, so it's not fresh off of the printer. I think you can see the ink running on the other side. And when we lift this, it's going to leave some really pretty ink stain, and then it leaves us also with an image that looks really old. So I will let this dry and then use it again for something else. That's a trick that I learned by accident, really, because I do a lot of my distressing with a distress wash that sits on my desk all the time rather than baking papers. I do sometimes tea stain and bake the papers, and I enjoy that, but I really like working this way also. And I keep sort of a low power hair dryer at my desk to dry pages quickly. One of the things I wanted to put on this page is this tiny little pocket with an iris bloom in it. I haven't been able to garden the way I wanted to this year because of not being able to go to the garden center. I am enjoying what I do have, so it's not a total loss. I don't think a garden is ever a total loss, but I did want to build some fencing this year and maybe even get a tiny little greenhouse of some sort. I'm going to just use some masking tape. I love masking tape to tape this down. And that's just a little clear pocket again. I love these. I think I have more of these. Maybe I should list some in the shop. They're fun to use. One more piece. And it makes everything look old. And when you label things, they look particularly awesome. So that's all taped down. And let's glue in this mushroom that I just distressed. It's still wet, but I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to try not to tear it. I'll dry it with the dryer. The washer's going now, so I hope you can still hear me okay. I think you can. I'll try to talk over it. These pages are really nice to be able to just put your thoughts down quickly. That's part of the Image-Zine. Over here I have a variety of fabrics that I've used to make masks. I did want to keep maybe a little collage of some of the fabrics that I've used. This journal is up to date now, and it feels so good to journal. I never regret sitting down and catching up a journal like this. Again, this one's made from the free Image-Zine on my website. I love being able to share these beautiful old images. I really like the tabs. I'm trying to put tabs on every single page in this one. There's the old family photograph. I talked a little bit about that. Collage pages. I love these pink tabs that I've added to the most recent pages. Again, these pages are really nice to be able to journal thoughts and just keep up with even the weather and how we feel from day to day. This is funny. This is from an old work basket magazine, and it says, "It's easy to make these. I'm probably going to come back and add a little note about making masks and all the challenges that I have had trying to make different kinds, trying different patterns, working with only what I have on hand." Underneath here is a list of the places that I've had to go. The same here. Under here is a list of outings. I love this page. This kind of just jumped out at me from the Ephemera box, and look at the gas mask. So in line with everything going on now. That's from today, and a little bit of distressing, and then pretty ink there from the image that we faded onto the page. And then these are the fabric samples. I have lots more to add, but this is enough for today. So I'm caught up. It feels so good to be caught up in this journal, and I have other things I want to get to today, including some fun packs that I definitely want to get listed. They're especially a lot of fun. Thank you to new subscribers. I am so glad you're here, and I will see you really soon. Bye-bye.